one interesting thing that you can do if you want to be more creative and if you just have nothing to do in your life is like, how many ideas do you have and you just dismiss them as being not important, like as being just an idea, you know, and you just don't act on it. So maybe, for example, you imagine yourself doing something and like, for example, I imagine myself just like filming a video while I'm playing the piano. I don't know why. Um, and I never acted on it. Like I had the idea maybe 1 month ago, and I didn't do anything about it. So it was just an idea that popped in my mind. I was like, actually, like, I think the reason why I thought about this, why that I saw an a show with Zach Galifianakis, who's an actor, and he's just like playing the piano and telling jokes, and I was like, man, this is what I want to do because I love playing the piano and I like improv comedy, but I never. And then I was like, I pictured myself doing it. I was like, I should try it out, just like doing a video like this. And then when you get such an idea, you know, you have tons of other thoughts that follow, that are thoughts of like that are triggered by emotions of unworthiness, of fear, of a little bit apathy also, because you're like, why should I do this? Like, what's the point? uh what am I gonna do with this? Like, what am I gonna say in the video? Am I gonna play the piano? Who am I to do this? There's just so many thoughts, negative thoughts that come up. But I think that when you start acting on ideas in spite of all these thoughts that come up, it can be pretty cool, because like, even though the idea is not a good one, like, all the thoughts that follow the idea are shitty ones as well and are not true. So you have all these feelings that come up, you know, all the shit that you don't like, where you really feel like a fraud. You're like, why? Who am I to do a video? Who am I to play the piano? I don't know how to shoot videos. I don't know how to play the piano. No one gives a shit about what I want to say and all. And you can still act on the ideas, like, and just like, you know, take action even though there's no point. It's like, it's just, for me, it's just to try something new and prove stuff to myself also, just like expand my horizon of experiences. I've never done this. I've never done a video where I don't know, I'm with the piano and I don't know if I want to play like in the video. But what I want to say is, oh, so many times we're always thinking like, I'm not creative, you know, like I don't have good ideas, or and I think the reason why we're not creative, or why I feel like I'm not creative in my life, is that I dismiss every idea I have because of all the thoughts that follow the idea, that are negative thoughts. And I always come up with stuff that I want. I know who I want to be, but then comes like all the excuses, and it feels so real when you have these negative thoughts. You feel them here. You have all the fear, all the emotions that are tied to these thoughts. It feels so real that then it prevents you from taking action. And that's it's just yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy how thoughts control our lives, even though they are just thoughts. They are just mental imagery in our mind, and they determine our actions so much. It's crazy. And so, like right now, I don't know why I'm doing this. I just know that I wanted to shoot a video just because I like it. I have nothing interesting to say, really. I'm not good at the piano either. But I pictured myself like, how cool would it be to just like be this guy who just plays and and throws jokes, and it's like, ah. And I also, my goal with my videos is to do videos that are not so serious, where I am not um, fearful to be myself anymore. In all the videos I've done on YouTube, I've done almost 200 by now, I think. Um, there was not one video basically where I am myself. And this video, I'm not myself either. And what I mean is, when you're out of your comfort zone, you don't allow yourself to truly be yourself and to express who you are to like 100%, because you're afraid of people who are going to judge you, and you have all these negative emotions that come up. And the funny thing is, after 200 videos, I'm still not able to be myself in videos, and I feel like I'm stiff. I'm not allowing myself to like really do what I want. My thoughts are controlled. It's all in control. As if something bad was about to happen if I just was myself. And something that I've really always wanted is to be able to do videos on YouTube where I really can be myself. And how I judge that is it's only by how I feel. And it's only by the difference in how I feel between before the video, when I'm just alone at home, and when I push the play button. And there's so much of your behavior that's subconscious that you don't even control it. So as much as you want to be yourself, in the moment, it's not always possible, because you have all these emotions that come, and you're like, you feel the fear. And so even when you try, you cannot, because either you don't, and then you're like this, and you're just acting like someone else, and then you don't feel fear, you don't feel the negative emotions, or you try to be yourself, and then all the negative emotions are triggered and activated, and you're still not able to be yourself, because now your body is in flight or fight, or fight or flight response. And so right now I feel it in my body, how my heart is beating, and I don't have access to like the normal flow that I have in life. And like normally I'm just dancing around, singing and doing impressions all the time. And like not all the time, but often when I feel like it during the day. That's just sometimes I do it for like 20 minutes non-stop, or 30 minutes, and that's how I am. And I am not able to be like that when when I feel like I'm going to be judged. So I'm never gonna do this on the public transport or in the street. I don't act like that, even though that's more who I am. And my dream since I'm a kid, I think, was to first off be able to become that person, because I knew that was me. I've always liked to like make impressions, and just like be silly. I always knew that, but I never had like the courage, or I could never allow myself to be like that when I was with people. And so when I was small, I used to watch like videos when YouTube started. Like I don't remember what year it was, 20, like 2006 or 7. That's when I started watching videos on YouTube. I don't know if was the launch of YouTube or if YouTube was earlier, like 2003 or something. But this was my dream. Like back then already, what I wanted to do was that. Was like, yeah. And now it's like not 15, 13 or 13 years later. And so what I want to say, I don't know, this video is just random, and that's what I like. I want to shoot more videos that are just completely random, where I just talk about what I'm thinking about in the moment, and where I slowly allow myself to be who I'm truly am. And so the most effective way I have found to like get rid of all these fears is not just like practice or facing the fears, but um, to let these fears express themselves in your body when you feel them, and stay with your focus on them for like 10, 20, 30 minutes. Do it on a meditation when you're sitting, or during the day. Now I do it every time almost a negative emotion comes up. I just let it be there and I look at it. And I notice that I don't need to feed it. It's just physical sensation, and I just can look at it. And I do that since a few months now, after having read like Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender from David Hawkins, in which he talks about that process. It's super simple. It's just like being aware of the emotion and letting it be there without resisting it. This is the only thing that has enabled me to let go of these deep fears of being unworthy, feeling like you're a piece of shit, you know, and like you're not allowed to be who you are in this world, because otherwise people are going to judge you. So what I want to say is like, what I've noticed is facing the fears is really super useful, but also not resisting, letting go of the resistance to negative emotions is equally, if not more important than facing the fears. Because I've done so many videos, and after all this practice and all this time, I still feel the fear. And I know that it is not normal. Maybe for most human beings, it's like it's normal. We all feel that fear, but you can let go of these fears by letting them express themselves, by listening to them and letting them go. Try to do this. It's a life-changing thing. I'm doing this like in all the areas of my life where I feel fear, and the fear I feel or I felt, or the amount, the intensity, the different fears has been greatly reduced in just like a matter of months after practicing this. It's not a practice, it's just like looking at them, dropping the resistance, not trying to change them. That's it. So it's actually it's not complicated. There's just one step. Step number one, you look at it, you don't do anything. That's it. That's all, folks. And also, it's so pleasant to just act on your ideas, even if there is no point. Like, this is just like filming something. There is just no point to this. But if you want to enjoy your life, you have to start doing things just because you want them, in order to know that you are, it is okay to want things even if inside you have like this feeling that it's not okay. Even if you know it's not true, this feeling is just, it eats you from the inside. And you still can do the things, but really in order to be liberated, you have to be able to feel the emotion and stay with it. And sometimes you'll have to stay with the emotion for hours until you are completely, you relinquish it, you surrender the emotion, or you surrender to the emotion, and then it's gone. But this is so important. Thanks for listening.